The House will come to order. Messages from the Senate.
Message from the Senate, Mr. Speaker. I hereby announce the passage by the Senate of the following Senate files herewith transmitted. Senate file numbers 481, 482, 527, 1353, and 1844. And the message is signed Cal R. Loonan, Secretary of the Senate.
First reading of Senate files.
First reading of Senate file number 481, an act relating to health licensing. West moves that Senate file number 481 and House file number 1110, now in the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate file number 482, an act relating to health licensing. Peterson moves that Senate file number 482 and House file number 643, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate file number 527, an act relating to health occupations. Haley moved that Senate file number 527 and House file number 733, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate file number 1353, an act relating to health occupations. Dean M. moved that Senate file number 1353 and House file number 1314, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered.
First reading Senate file number 1844, an act relating to health and human services. Zerwas moved that Senate file number 1844 and House file number 2177, now on the General Register, be referred to the Chief Clerk for comparison.
Hearing no objection, so ordered. Calendar for the day. The first bill on the calendar for the day is House File 740. The clerk will report the bill.
House File number 740, number 2 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to commerce, the second engrossment.
Recognize the member from Scott, Representative Vogel, to introduce your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, House File 740 makes revisions to Statute 80E, which was enacted in 1981 to safeguard Minnesotans in the distribution and sales of motor vehicles. There are 6 sections in HF 740 which deal with issues ranging from warranty reimbursement to facility upgrades. Overall, HF 740 is not intended to break new ground. Rather, it is to add more definition to what already exists in statute, so both the manufacturers and dealers will have more predictability in their operations and find it easier to comply with a law that has existed for more than 35 years. The bill is supported by the Minnesota Automobile Dealers Association, the Machinist, and the Teamsters, and I'd ask for your support.
There are no amendments at the desk. The clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, House File number 740.
Third reading. Discussion on House File 740. The member from Hennepin, Representative Hortman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will Representative Vogel yield to a question?
He will yield. Representative Hortman.
Thank you, Representative Vogel. I haven't been following this bill closely as it moves through the process, but I know that some members of the public are concerned about auto dealers attempting to freeze Tesla out of the market in certain locations. Is there anything in this bill that would make it more difficult for Tesla to sell vehicles in Minnesota?
The member from Scott, Representative Vogel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and Representative. Not that I'm aware of. In fact, in any of the conversations that I've had with people relative to the bill, that has never come up. So I would not assume so.
The member from Olmsted, Representative Liebling.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would Representative Vogel yield, please?
He will yield. Representative Liebling.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Representative Vogel, I also am, I don't work in this area of law, But as I am understanding the bill, this is kind of a fight between manufacturers and local dealers. And so my question to you is, how does this affect the consumer? The average Minnesotan who goes to purchase a vehicle, what does this bill change from the consumer's point of view?
The member from Scott, Representative Vogel.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and Representative. My feeling is that the consumer will actually be better off, because what's happening right now in warranty work is that the manufacturers are not reimbursing the dealerships for the full cost of the repairs relative to what the consumers are paying. So with having the manufacturers reimburse for the full cost at the same price that the consumers are paying, hopefully it will allow the dealerships to be actually maybe a little more competitive in the way they offer services to the consumers, because they won't be losing money on the warranty work.
Representative Liebling.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for that, Representative Vogel. So just to be really clear, is there anything in this bill that you think could possibly be construed as moving the wrong way for the consumer?
He will yield. Representative Vogel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, or Mr. Speaker and Representative. If you look back to the statute that was originally done back in the early 1980s, the intent was to bring fairness to warranty work, and it says that the hourly rate paid to and the reimbursement for parts purchased by a dealer for warranty services shall not be less than the rate charged by the dealer for like services to non-warranty customers and non-warranty services and repairs. So all we're doing here is adding definition to that, because apparently that's a little too subjective, even though it does sound objective, so that now when the reimbursements are being made, in many instances are quite a bit less than actually the consumer that's coming through the door and paying for light work is paying.
Representative Liebling.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Representative Vogel. I appreciate that response. And I just want to make a little statement that is actually not exactly on the topic that we've been discussing, but when we talk about these auto dealers in Minnesota, I just want to kind of note for the body that this is the for auto dealerships are still required by Minnesota law to be closed on Sunday. So you think the Sunday sales debate is over, members? It isn't. And I don't have an amendment to the bill today, but I just want to flag this for members because my interest is the interest of the consumer. And it's good. We want businesses to be able to make money and stay in business. That's all well and good. But the requirement that car dealerships be closed on Sunday is a very anti-consumer thing. And under our law, it is actually a crime to open your dealership on Sunday. So that's all I'm really going to say about this today, members, but I just didn't want to let the opportunity go by. I think the bill's probably fine. I appreciate the responses I got from the author, and I feel comfortable enough to vote for this bill. But I think that this is something we should just bear in mind and think about as we go forward, that this is the last industry in Minnesota where the legislature, where Minnesota law says you can close, you have to close on Sunday. We're going to let you be closed by force of law, even though this is really, at least I think, and a lot of other people think, this is not in the interest of the Minnesota consumer. Thank you.
Further discussion on House File 740. Seeing no further discussion, the clerk will take the roll on the bill. The clerk will close the roll. Murphy E. votes aye. There being 118 ayes and 4 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to. The next bill on the calendar for the day is House File 1418. The clerk will report the bill.
House File number 1418, number 3 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to state government.
I recognize the member from Dakota, Representative Barr, to introduce your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. House File 1418 is the Lottery's Technical Policy Bill. This bill seeks to address 2 issues. The first issue, in Sections 1 and 3 of the bill, repeal a portion of the lottery statute that referenced paying a lottery prize to an individual under the age of 18. The second issue, in Section 2 of the bill, clarifies that the agency pension liabilities are not an annual operating expense and provides additional transparency in how this liability is reported in order to comply with changes in reporting required by the Government Accounting Standards Board. With that, Mr. Speaker, I ask for members' support on this bill, and I stand for questions.
There are no amendments at the desk. The clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, House File number 1418.
Third reading. Discussion on House File 1418. Seeing no discussion, the clerk will take the roll on the bill. The clerk will close the roll. Representative Ward votes aye. There being 125 ayes and 0 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to. The next bill on the calendar for the day is 1443. The clerk will report the bill.
House File number 1443, number 4 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to commerce, the first engrossment.
I recognize the member from Scott, Representative Loonan, to introduce your bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. House File 1443 deals with the scourge of insurance fraud. There's actually 5 facets to this provision. First of all, what it'll do is it'll allow licensed peace officers that are working inside of the Commerce Department to apply for and execute warrants, which will be cost efficient and time efficient in catching the bad guys. The second provision allows the Commerce Commissioner to impose administrative penalties against caught and convicted people conducting fraud, with that fee then being used to reimburse the insurance carriers for their investigative costs. Right now, the insurance carriers and the Commerce Department are partnering on efforts to try to reduce fraud, which costs all of us money. The third provision removes a notification requirement of insurance carriers if they have been penalized or fined in another state. And the reason this was brought to me is because the National Association of Insurance Commissioners already report those penalties and fines on an automated basis, and it's very redundant. The fourth provision protects the identification of whistleblowers, people on the inside who know that there's wrong things going on and want to see it get it addressed. And finally, the fifth provision broadens the definition of an auto theft to not just be required that it's the entire auto, but also auto components. A lot of you have heard in the news about the recent rash of wheel thefts on automobiles. Well, by statute, that doesn't meet the definition of auto theft, which we are funding to investigate and to stop. This would solve that problem. I appreciate a green vote.
There are no amendments to the desk. The clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, House File Number 1443.
Third reading. Discussion to the bill. Seeing none, the clerk will take the roll. The clerk will close the roll. There being 123 ayes and 2 nays, House File 1443 is passed. Next bill on the calendar for the day is Senate File 879. The clerk will report the bill.
Senate File Number 879, number 5 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to insurance, the first engrossment.
Call upon the author of the bill from Scott, Representative Loonan, to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. What this bill is a provision brought by the Commerce Department to eliminate some redundancy and do some clarifications. This is an effort by the Commerce Department to enact a little more efficient government, and I want to shout out to them for that. The background of this is basically a think risk pool. In 1978, we had provide situations for medical malpractice to facilities, to medical providers that weren't able to secure coverage through the private market. To provide that risk pool, we started the Minnesota Joint Underwriting Association. 5 years later, that same exposure showed up in dram shop and liquor liability, where a municipal liquor store, a bar, had a certain amount of incidences, and from an underwriting standpoint, were unable to get coverage through the private market. Because coverage was required, the Joint Underwriting Association had to set up an actuarial basis, an underwriting group, to go ahead and figure out what the cost should be on that so that it was cost neutral and provide all of that. 3 years after that, they had to do the same thing for daycare providers, for foster homes, and for group homes that weren't able to get insurance because of the high-risk nature of the people going there. And so the Joint Underwriting Council then also set up to underwrite and take care of that risk as well. This bill simply consolidates all three of them into one government entity. It reduces government because these actuaries and these underwriters are all doing the same thing. They're looking at what the cost should be, the premium should be, looking at the severity of the risk, and looking at the frequency of the loss. I would appreciate a green vote.
There being no amendments to the desk, the clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, Senate File Number 879.
Third reading. Discussion to the bill. Seeing none, the clerk will take the roll. The clerk will close the roll. There being 125 ayes and 0 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to. Next bill on the calendar for the day is Senate File 1549. The clerk will report the bill.
Senate File number 1549, number 6 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to unemployment insurance, the first engrossment.
Call upon the author of the bill from Wright, Representative O'Neill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. This is the Unemployment Insurance Advisory Council bill. And the Unemployment Insurance Advisory Council is made up of industry, labor unions, legal aid, other interested parties, and 8 legislators, including myself and Representative Mahoney, are the consistent ones on the Advisory Council. This bill this year is a very small and narrow bill. It only makes 3 very small policy changes. In addition, it makes some technical changes and some housekeeping changes. Of the 3 policy changes, it narrows a potential unemployment insurance tax loophole related to employee leasing companies. The second change would ensure a consistent treatment to employees that have been suspended from employment. It clarifies what a suspension is. And the third, and actually the most valuable part of the bill, would ensure that the department can recoup unemployment insurance benefits when they are doubled with workman's compensation benefits. So sometimes a workman's compensation claim could go on 24 months, 36 months, or more. This would give the department up to 48 months of time to look at that workman's compensation payment and make sure that it's not been doubled. So members, that's the bill, and I ask for your green vote.
There being no amendment to the desk, the clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, Senate File number 1549.
Third reading. Discussion to the bill. Member from Ramsey, Representative Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. To shorten Representative O'Neill's explanation, this is the best bill in the world to read when you can't get to sleep at night. The second best thing would be watch a video of the committee. Pretty non-controversial bill. We should all vote for it and get out of here.
Seeing no further discussion, the clerk will take the roll on the bill. The clerk will close the roll. There being 125 ayes and 0 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to. The final bill on the calendar for the day is House File 678. The clerk will report the bill.
House File number 678, number 1 on the calendar for the day, an act relating to motor vehicles, the first engrossment.
Call upon the author of the bill from Olmsted, Representative Quam, to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. We stand here and we serve the people. But in our service, we risk maybe a bruised ego or, minor kerfuffle. But frankly, we've got people that serve in our cities, our counties, and our state highways. Law enforcement serves, and they risk in this service bodily harm up unto death. And they go out, they don't know what might happen that day. But they serve us, and I think that it's appropriate with this bill to allow for a memorial plate to honor and memorialize those law enforcement members that have served and sacrificed on our behalf.
There being no amendment to the desk, the clerk will give the bill its third reading.
Third reading, House Bill number 678.
Third reading. Discussion to the bill. Member from Olmsted, Representative Quam.
Thank you. And members, we do have some of these individuals in the center balcony. And we've got Dodge County Sheriff Scott Rose and officers Ryan Anderson, Robert Morris, Mike Leonhardt. We have widows and survivors Michelle Patrick and Sarah Westfall, and Bert Otto of the Minnesota Lima organization, RPD also. And Lima, as soon as there's a fallen officer, they will contact and assist in the arrangement for the funerals, help out with the family and the children, and they'll even have Christmas presents for the children and whatever's needed to help that family through the difficult time. And then Roger Berge is also there. He's a constituent, but he's the community organizer, advisor, and helper to try and get this bill through. And I think we need to thank them and the other officers that serve us. And I hope for your support on this bill.
There being no further discussion, the clerk will take the roll on the bill. The clerk will close the roll. There being 125 ayes and 0 nays, the bill is passed and its title agreed to. Without motions, resolutions, right? Report from the Committee on Rules and Legislative Administration.
That's all I do. I'll read it. Pepin from the Committee on Rules and Legislative Administration, pursuant to Rules 1.21 and 3.33, designates the following bills to be placed on the calendar for the day for Wednesday, May 10th, 2017, and establishes a pre-filing requirement for amendments offered to the following bills. House File numbers 1400, 2047, and 2287, and Senate File numbers 216, 997, 1124, and 2008.
Motions and resolutions. There's a copy of the non-controversial motions on the House desk, at the House desk, and online. If there's no objection, we'll take actions on these motions first. Hearing no objection, the motions prevail. Announcements. Member from Hennepin, Representative Hortman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wonder if Representative Pepin would yield to a question.
She will yield. Representative Hortman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Pepin, in a minute you're going to get up and set the time for reconvening, and I understand we've had a change in the schedule, and wanted to just have a minute to talk about that, since when we were in caucus, I told members we wouldn't be having a floor session tomorrow. So if you could just update the body on the plans for tomorrow.
Representative Pepin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and Representative Hortman. Our plan is to come in at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We will break for rules, come in calendar a couple of bills, and then take them up on the floor. There'll be non-controversial bills, and of course, there is no 24-hour rule, therefore.
Representative Hortman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Representative Pepin, is there a list of the bills that you intend to take up somewhere we could distribute to members?
She will yield. Representative Pepin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and Representative Hortman. We did text or email those bills to your Chief of Staff, and you should have all of those available now.
Representative Hortman.
Thank you, Representative Pepin, for giving us these few moments to make clear to the body what will be happening tomorrow before we set the time for reconvening. So thank you.
Announcements. Member from Sherburne, Representative Knobloch.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, the Ways and Means Committee meeting scheduled for today is canceled. We will be having that meeting tomorrow after session. Thank you.
Announcements. Representative Pepin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I move that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 10 a.m. Tuesday, May 9th, 2017.
Representative Pepin moves that when the House adjourn today, it adjourn until 10 a.m. Tuesday, May 9th. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion prevails. Representative Pepin.
I move that the House do now adjourn.
Representative Pepin moves the House do now adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, say nay. The House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. Tuesday, May 9th, 2017.